Hey everybody, this is Rebel Builder and I'm here with a redesigned version of my TIE Defender. Now if you saw my original video, and that was over a year ago now, there were some things that I was not happy with my original build, mainly the stability and strength of it. So over the past year I've kind of revisited this ship. Mainly I wanted to make it stronger, and that started with the use of the Nexo Gun. So underneath this piece here, I have two of them, one up here and one up here. I used two of those pieces to kind of hook together all of these supports here for the engines or the solar panels. And that kind of redesign kind of gave it a whole new strength. Now look at this, I can pick this up and I can swoosh this thing. It's very, very stable, very, very sturdy. So that was the first redesign aspect I did. And then the ship started popping up on Star Wars Rebels. I talk about that show, I'm a big fan. And so there were some stylized differences that they did with the TIE Defender on that show, and got my brain going, got my creative energy going. And so I wanted to make some changes based on the show. So the first change was down here to the back of the wing and the side of the wing here. Now if you remember, I had these gray supports going at different angles. And I had them, just by one or two connections, and they would always spin around. Now, I don't like things that spin around or move or don't sit in place on my MOCs. So that was one change I wanted to make. But the look that they had on Star Wars Rebels is they had two of these, and they were vertical, straight up and down. So that was a great change I could make, and now nothing moves around. But I also wanted to change the angle of the back here. If you see it on the show, it's a much flatter angle here. I used to have it with this 45-degree wedge plate. There was something missing in the look. I was never happy with it. So I got to play with this geometry. I think I have two 2x4 wedge plates under here, and then a 2x4 black, and then just a 2x3 here. And that was able to give me the look I wanted. Now if you look at it straight on, maybe it looks a little strange, but just kind of looking back at the whole ship, it really kind of fits the geometry. Then for the middle section here, I wanted to create a lot more of a smooth, rounded look to the body. Before you could kind of see a lot of stuff happening on the inside. I wanted to cover that up. So I have some 2x2 round slopes. You can tell I love using round slopes. Used a lot on this one. So I was able to kind of connect these to the Nexo Guns. It actually worked out really well. That took a lot of experimenting, a lot of trial and error, but I'm happy with what I got in there. And then I redid the engine. I just went with a cone this time, some 2x2 round bricks over there. And again, this is a lot more of the stylized version we see in Star Wars Rebels, but I do think it makes for a very cool look. Now another major change I made, something I was really not happy with my original design, was the connection here with the support to the wing. Before I kind of had all these pieces sticking out, these clips, kind of the 2x1 plates with bars on the end, kind of showing that connection. I wanted to hide that. So I redesigned this section in here, kind of gave it a little more stylized look, using my 2x1 round slopes. I love using those pieces. But I was able to redesign the middle connection. This whole thing here, I was able to kind of move the connection further up inside and hide it so that you don't see any of those connections anymore. And if you look down here, all of these pieces fit flush against these plates. And if you look up here, you can see I have these 2x1 round slopes. And what this does is this kind of locks the wings in, locks the solar panels in, so that you always know that they're at the correct angle. That's also something that bugged me before. I don't like looking at my ships when I have kind of wings going off at the wrong angle. So I had redesigned all of that, and I was feeling pretty proud of myself. I thought I was done, really kind of happy with the new build. And I have a couple of friends, one being my brother, that I kind of bounce ideas off of. I kind of show them builds or whatever and kind of get their opinion. And both of them challenged me that they didn't really like the cockpit before. It wasn't quite round enough. It didn't have that bubble look to it. So off to the drawing board again, and I did what I could. You know, building a sphere, it's a very difficult thing to do in Lego. But what I did is I kind of bumped out this middle section here, so it's wider there. And then I added these round slopes here on the sides, so there's this tiered look to it, and that goes around the back too. You can see it kind of going back here, and then it meshes in with this. So that's kind of this round bubble look, stepping these tiers with all these round slopes, and gave it a bigger but more round look to it. I also did some things like use these new 2x2 round tiles. I love it when you kind of have these new pieces and you can come up with a good use for them. So this was a great example of, you know, I thought I was feeling pretty good. A couple of friends challenged me to make it even better, and I gotta say they were right. I think it looks even better now. And here's a look from the front, so you can see how all of that geometry really works out. I think if I really had it the way I wanted, these wings here would be straight up and down there. But I'm kind of limited by the hinge pieces. You know, they kind of lock at certain angles, and I got them in there as close as I could. But still, you know, with 6 of these wings going at different angles, you know, it does capture the look pretty well. And just the last thing I'd like to share, if you like this MOC and you would like to build one, I do have instructions available. There's a link down in the description. You can go pick up those instructions. You'll get a Bricklink parts list that you can create a wanted list with and be off to purchase all your parts. And as always, I want to hear what you guys think, so leave me a comment down below. I love hearing what you guys think of these MOCs. And if you like this video, hit that thumbs up button. That certainly helps things. If you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button. You don't want to miss out on future MOCs, and I've got lots of other videos if you're new. You can go back and check out all of those. Other than that, I just want to say thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll be back soon.